edition of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And we've reached the midway mark of the month of May as we start a new week of our 1949 baseball replay. And as requested, we get in the Washington Senators, who have fallen beneath 500, but not a free fall as of yet. They're 11-12, and they play the second place Detroit Tigers. The Tigers at 14-7, one of those rare, and it wasn't as rare a few years before this, and certainly would not be the case now, of a series that went Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And so the Dodgers and Cardinals played in Brooklyn, while the Yankees and Tigers played here in Detroit. And so for both the Cardinals and the Tigers, it wasn't all that successful. Although you'll see when we show the standings, it is the Phillies and the Yankees that are in first place in their respective leagues. The Tigers are 14-7, as we said, and they go with Stubby Overmeyer, who is an old hand at this. And when I say an old hand, I'm saying he's pretty ancient, making his only start of the year, and it don't look too good for the Tigers today when I show you those stats in a moment. The Nationals are Senators, and there's some debate on which they were actually called in 1949. They're 11-12, playing above their head. No, I'm looking at the names, and there's not really a heck of a lot of household names in this group, but someone requested the Nat Sens, and so we'll do that. And, of course, any chance we get to feature a close to first-place team in either league, we will do so. And so, with all that, let's play some baseball, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1949 today from Briggs Stadium in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers and Washington Senators, and today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Hello, Elvis Matthews. How are you, my friend? Glad to have you along. You are one of our 3 new followers since we were on last. And Elvis is from Wayland, Michigan. As long as he doesn't deliver flowers to Madam, he should be all set. So let's tell you a little bit about Stubby Overmeyer. Well, he's not that ancient. Glad to have you along. He's 30 years old. Was a bigger part of those post-war teams, especially 45 and 46. Stubby is from Wayland. Oh, okay. Stubby's from Wayland. Okay. So, a hometown boy pitching on this beautiful afternoon in May. Okay, he will make 14 appearances on the year, 2-1 with a 5.06 ERA. This is his lone start of the 1949 season. He went 3 innings against the A's 5 days ago. 3 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 3, so if you like the number 3, well, it's 5. He didn't strike out 3. He just struck out 1. He has fans from Wayland lining the left field foul line. There you go. So overall, 10 2/3 innings, 11 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He has walked 5 and struck out 4. He is 30, has a fastball at 84, and is a standard pitcher. And with 90 pitches, this is going to be a bullpen game for the Tigers. The lineup he will face: Gil Cohn leads off in left field for Washington. Lewis, I think it's Buddy, is in right field. He'll bat second. Kozar, not Bernie, will play second and bat third. Clyde Vollmer is in center field. He will clean up. Yost is at third and will bat fifth. Robinson and Michigan man pops in. Mr. Forsberg. Robinson at first will bat sixth. Dente, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Evans hitting .460 behind the plate. And Calvert is on the mound. He will bat ninth. Wakefield is in left field for the Tigers. He's a 1 and a 6. Groth is a 7 and a 7. And center Vic Wirtz is a 7 and a 7th and right. 7 and a 7. George Kell is a 6 at third. Not Veronica Lake is a 6 at short. Don Calloway is a 4 at second. Vico is back at first. He is a 3. Aaron Robinson, who would become expendable to the Yankees with Yogi Berra, is a 6 and a 6 behind the plate. And Stubby is a 2 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. So glad to have you along on a Tuesday. Gil Cohn steps in at 282. No homers, 3 triples, and 13 RBI. Beautiful day of winds left to right at 8. Day game here at Briggs Stadium. Got to remember, it's not Tiger Stadium until 1960. Cohn, ground ball to short. Lake, 1 out. Buddy Lewis at 200, 1 homer, and 7 RBI. Elvis, are you from Detroit or from Michigan as well? As Mr. Forsberg and Elvis catch up on Michigan stuff. Gave you Buddy's numbers. Overmeyer deals. Up the middle, Callaway behind the bag, over to first. Grand Rapids, okay. For the out, you and Jerry Ford. It's Al Kozar at 196 and 3 RBI. 2 outs, top the first. There's a ground ball to Lake over to first, and the Nats Senators go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Half an inning in the books. Washington nothing. Here come the Tigers. Paul Calvert, looking a lot like the Harry Truman glasses combo there, is making his 5th start of the year. He is 31. Fastball is at 84 and does not favor the fly ball nor the ground ball. His last start was against the Browns on the 6th. He went 8 innings and a win, allowed 8 hits, 8 runs, and won the game, by the way, all earned. There you go. He walked 3 and struck out 7. So, in 27 innings, Paul has allowed 27 hits, 19 runs, 17 earned. He's walked 14 and struck out 12 with a 5.67 ERA. And he is one of those gaggle of pitchers who walked a ton more than he struck out. He walked 86 and struck out 52. Eddie Lake will lead it off for the Tigers at short. Don Callaway will bat second and play second. George Kell, hitting .393, will hit third at third. Vic Wirtz cleans up in right field. Wakefield is in left. He'll bat 5th. Aaron Robinson, the 3rd straight lefty in the lineup to face Calvert, will catch him bat 6th. Groth in center will go 7th. Vico at first will go 8th, and Overmeyer, who threw 8 pitches in the first, will bat 9th. Gil Cohn is a 5 and a 6 in left for the Sens. Vollmer is a 7 and a 3 in center. Buddy Lewis is a 7 and a 4 in right. Yost is a 7 at third. Dente is a 7 at short. Kozar is a 3 at second. Eddie Robinson an 8 at first. Evans a 2 and a 5 behind the plate, and Calvert couldn't field his way out of a paper bag, apparently. He had no fielding percentage and is a 1 range. So either did he actually have a chance? He did not, apparently, have a recorded chance in the stats. He is 3 for 4 on the replay. Growth, okay? Groth, it's Growth. Johnny Growth. Thank you. So Lake at 243 with 4 doubles. Calvert is ready. And there's a ground ball right up to the pitcher, and Calvert boots it down. He is charged with an error. My pleasure. Lake on first for Don Callaway, who is 0 for 1. Callaway at 294 in the real year. 2 homers and 47 RBI. So Calvert, a victim of his own defensive ineptitude. Throws to first. Lake is back. 69 degrees, and Mark, if you're wondering, May 11th, 1949. It's a Wednesday. Base hit right field. Lake will hold at second. On the single. So Lake on second, Callaway on first for George Kell at 393. 6 doubles and 19 RBI. Calvert deals, and there's a slow roller to Yost. He only will go to first. Robinson stays on the bag, and the runners move up 90. 1 out for Vic Wertz. Hoping that if you guys aren't at work, that you can drink some Strohs doing all this Michigan talk. Wertz at 250. 2 homers and 14 RBI. Singles should score Callaway. Riverwater. So the Tigers have 2 on and 1 out. Bottom of the first. Fly ball, shallow right field. That might score Lake. Lewis will snare it. Lake will tag. With 2 out, and the throw goes in the infield, and the Tigers are up 1-0. For Dick Wakefield, at 211 and an RBI. 206, 6 homers, and 19 RBI. I'm told that Grand Rapids is the beer capital now. All day IPA. Does it taste like grapefruit juice? We make Hetty Topper here in Vermont, and the thing tastes like grapefruit juice to me. Ugh. Pitch to Wakefield. Ball 4. So here's Aaron Robinson. 222, 2 homers, and 9 RBI. Callaway on second, Wakefield on first. I believe it's Timmy's grandfather, if I'm not mistaken. Pitch to Robinson. Ball 4, so they're loaded. So Johnny Groth at 286, 5 homers and 15 RBI. So Callaway on third, Wakefield on second, and Robinson on first. I'm being told that all day is fruity, but you've acquired the taste. Okay. Pitch to Groth. Got him! He swings and misses on a 0-2 fastball, and the Tigers leave him loaded. But they get a run on a hit and the error. They leave on 3. We've played 1. It's 1-0 Tigers. Okay. So it'll be Clyde Vollmer, Yost, and Eddie Robinson for the Sens here to face Obermeyer. Vollmer at 247, 4 homers and 10 RBI. Ball 4. Obermeyer in 17 1/3 real innings. Walked 9 and struck out 3. Here's Eddie Yost. 241, 3 homers and 7 RBI. The Briggs Stadium, of course it's Tiger Stadium as most of us would know it, or Navin Field. You go that old. Green seats. Of course, the Lions played here until they moved in the Silverdome in 75. Pitch to Yost. Up the middle. Should be to Lake to Callaway for 1. Over to Vico. And that should and is 2. So 6-4-3. 2 out for Eddie Robinson. 277. 4 homers and 14 RBI. Problem isn't the hitting with Washington. It's they can't pitch. Into center, Groth has it to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and the Sens go in order. An inning and a half in the books. 1-0 Tigers. So Sam Vico, 246, 3 homers and 10 RBI. Overmeyer and Lake to follow. Then if anybody should reach, Callaway. In the right center, Vollmer, 1 out. Stubby struck out his only at-bat on the replay. In real life, he went 1 for 3. I saw many Lions games, he says, Elvis Matthews says. I can see my seats in left field. My uncle's work had season tickets. Great end zone seats. Oh, I bet. There's a couple clips of games from Tiger Stadium from the television era, but not much. And the NFL yanks them pretty quick. There was one extended game, I think from 1970, between the Cardinals and the Lions. And it really was the first time I'd ever seen a video of football played at Tiger Stadium. Pitch to Overmeyer. Ground ball to third. Yost. Bang banger, 1 out. Let's go Nats. Now, Jamie would know, in 49, were these the Nats or the Senators? Eddie Lake reached on an error and scored. So Calvert, 9 batters, an inning and 2/3, 26 pitches. A hit, he walked 2, struck out 1, an unearned run. There's a ground ball, and Calvert misplays it again. So 2 errors. Lake is going to be 0 for 2. Yep, so they're either. They weren't, I think 54 is when they were officially called the Senators, but I've just been calling them the Nats since. There is the 57 NFL championship game on YouTube. Both teams were on the same sideline. Yep, they did that in Milwaukee too, when the Packers played their 3 games, their 1 preseason and 2 regular season games there. Callaway singled his first time up. Throw to first, Lake back. And there's a ground ball to Kozar. Only play is to first for the out. So Lake moves to... No, that retires the side. That's why he went for there. No runs, no hits, and the air does not hurt. After 2, 1-0 Tigers. He's playing like Rose Calvert. Sam Dente comes up at 310. He's already had 100 at-bats. 6 doubles and 11 RBI. If you remember one of the early 70s opens for Monday Night Football, the exteriors were shot here at Tiger Stadium. Those light towers are pretty unique, and they imposed the animation over the old scoreboard in center. Into center field, Growth. 1 out. Al Evans looks like a catcher, doesn't he? Hitting .460 with 4 RBI and 4 doubles. Overmeyer deals. Base hit, left field, going to go all the way to the wall. Evans is digging for 3. The throw to Cal, not in time. So the first hit for the Sens is a triple. And here's Calvert. Calvert 1 for 10. On the real year, 137 with an RBI. And Vico and Kell will play for the Squeeze. It's a ground ball to Overmeyer. Looks Evans back, throws to first for the second out. So Stubby, 2 2/3 innings, 9 batters, 23 pitches. A hit and a walk. Cone is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Vico. Underhands it to Overmeyer, and that will retire the side. The Sens get the triple and leave him right there. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Bottom of the third. It's 1-0 Tigers. Am I rooting for my Washington team? Well, not this Washington team, I'm not. First in war, first in peace, and last in the American League. Speaking of not first in the... Look at this. The Phillies have won 9 straight, and they're 16-8. They're a game up on the Giants, who have won 7 straight. Brooklyn, 13-9, 2 back. St. Louis has only scored 84 runs in 20 games. They're 3 back. The Braves are 12-10, 3 back. The Pirates are 9-12. The Cubs are 6-13, and the Reds are trying to occupy the 62 Mets at 5-17. They've lost 8 straight. In the American League, we said in the open, the Yankees and Tigers, Brooklyn and St. Louis played in a rare Sunday, Monday, Tuesday series. The Yankees have won 2 straight. They've scored 160 runs in 21 games. My goodness gracious. That is first by 43 runs over Brooklyn and the White Sox. Anyway, Tigers are one back at 14-7. Cleveland at 9-8. Cleveland has scored 72 runs. The Sens are 11-12. The Phillies. The A's are 10-12, 5.5. The Chi Sox are 6 back. The Red Sox are 8-12, headed for Montreal. And the Browns are 7-14. How bad are the Red Sox? They split a doubleheader with St. Louis. Mr. Matthews has a shot of Tiger Briggs with Mickey Mantle swinging from the left side. It's black and white, and all the seats are empty. It had to be either an early season or a late season game during the day. Everyone was at school or work. I know that one of the owners, it might have been Briggs, really hated night games. And even when they put the light towers on, I think 47, I think Briggs was the last American League park to put in lights. But they played as many day games as they possibly could. Cal's 0 for 1. Yost, 1 out. Here's Wirtz. He has an RBI. Sac fly, but it counts as an at-bat in 1949. This time he chops one into right field. It will drop in front of Lewis, and that's the second Tiger hit. Here's Dick Wakefield. Dick Wakefield, he walked his first time up. Brad says the Tigers were the last. Jamie says Wakefield bet Ted Williams that he would best him in batting average, home runs, and RBI in 1946. $1,000, and that was real money in those days. And it cost Dick $3,000. How you doing, JT Dutch? Good morning to you. Yankee Stadium was after the war as well. And the Red Sox played a lot of day games. Wakefield walked his first time up. This time he grounds one into right field for a base hit. Wirtz will hold at second. And the Tigers have something cooking, 1 out for Robinson, who walked his first time up. Calvert deals, and there's a fly ball shallow right. Lewis comes in, makes the catch. Wirtz bluffs and will hold. So Johnny Groth, who struck out his first time up, trying to get the Tigers another run. 1-0 Detroit. Bottom of the third. Liner in the left. Oh, Yost snags it. How about that? No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the fourth. 1-0 Tigers. No, I never take a pitch. Obviously, coming from a cards and dice background, I just technically roll for the result and go from there. Buddy Lewis is 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to Lake. 1 out. So here's Kozar. He's 0 for 1. If you're looking at those numbers for Overmeyer, he has literally tap danced through a minefield in this game. He's like the Dominican players. Don't, because you can't walk off the island. Pitch to Kozar is a ground ball to short. Lake, 2 out. Second verse, same as the first. So here's Vollmer. Yep, by 49, everybody but the Cubs had lights. Vollmer walked his first time up, and the Cubs, so the story goes, were going to install lights for the 42 season. In fact, what they installed at Wrigley in 88 was the same design that they were going to use back in the 40s, and had the steel on the field or in the area ready to go. Maybe not on the field because the Bears were still playing at Wrigley. And then Pearl Harbor happened, and then the steel that was supposed to be in the light standards at Wrigley was donated to the war effort. If it's come a long way for Dominican players with the rise of Juan Soto. Yeah, he's got such a great eye. If I gamble on that strategy, the batting average will go up. But if they come in with a strikeouts go up and power's a little diminished. Numbers are pretty good, and since I just pick and choose teams here and not playing a single team, we just let it go as it is. Pitch to Vollmer. Here's a ground ball base hit. And Lake should have had that one. So second hit for the Nats. Here's Yost. Eddie 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play. Speaking of the Nationals, I saw that John Lester signed with them for a year. And then I saw that John Lester was 37, which makes me feel even older. Yost grounded into a double play his first time up. 2 outs, top the fourth, 1-0 Tigers. Into right, back goes Wirtz, 2-1 Washington. So Yost puts the Sens in the lead. Overmeyer hung a curve. And Yost hits one to the opposite field. To make it 2-1. As with any game, there is no wrong way to play it. And whatever works for you, works for you. So Robinson is 0 for 1. Yep, that overhang right down that line in right field. Lefties, it's plus 28% for the homers. Righty, plus 66%. Batting average minus 3% for the lefties and plus 2 for the righties. Pitch to Robinson. There's a base hit up the middle. Callaway dove, couldn't get it. And that's the fourth hit. And so here's Sam Dente. He is 0 for 1. Brad is hoping the Reds stop overvaluing their players and send Eugenio Suarez to the Nats for Spencer Keyboom and one of those pitching prospects. You know, for years, the Nats didn't have any pitching prospects. We'll send you, so we'll see what they do. There's a ground ball to Lake, throws to first, and that is an out. And so, but the Nats get 2 runs on the home run by Yost. On 3 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 2-1 Washington. So Vico, Overmeyer, and Lake to face Calvert here in the bottom of the fourth. Into right, Lewis, 1 out. So Rainmaker, 74 degrees. Wind now blowing out to left center at 8. Stubby's going to get the bat at 41 pitches through 4. He's 0 for 1. He's 0 for 2. He checked his swing on the 1-2 curve, strike 3. So Calvert, through 18 batters, 3 2/3 innings, 64 pitches, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Ball 4. So Lake reaches with a 2-out walk. Callaway 1 for 2. It's the first time Lake hasn't grounded into an error. Technically 0 for 2 today, but he's reached base all 3 times. Throw to first, Lake is back. Got him. He swings and misses at a 1-2 fastball, and that will retire the side. The Tigers have left 7 runners on through 4. What do you think? You're the 83 Red Sox or something? No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 5th, 2-1 Washington. So Al Evans, who tripled his first time up, Calvert and Gil Cone to face Overmeyer here in the 5th. There's a little looper in the left field. That will drop for a single. And so they'll play for the bunt for Calvert. You can pitch around and be aggressive pitching too. Rod B took the wrong turn at Albuquerque and ended up in a My Little Pony adult cosplay Twitch channel. Yep. Well, we don't talk about those in Fortnite streams. So Twitch Dope, Elvis Matthews, and Crush77 Fan, our latest followers here on the channel. We now have 164. So they play for the bunt. Calvert squares. Robinson has it. Throws to first. Callaway covering 2-4 on the card. 1 out. For Mr. Cone is 0 for 2. Overmeyer through 18 batters. 45 pitches. 4 in the third innings. 5 hits. The home run and a walk. Both the runs are earned. They came on the Eddie Yost homer in the 4th. To Callaway, deep in the hole, throws to first for the out. So Overmeyer continues to pitch okay. Buddy Lewis is 0 for 2. Some great color shots of Crossley out there, by the way. Overmeyer with Evans on third. Delivers. Line drive to Lake, and that will retire the side. No runs. The Sens leave a runner on. No errors on the hit. Halfway home on a Tuesday afternoon. 2-1 Washington. So here's how we got here. If you joined us late, Tiger sent 7 to the plate in the first. Vic Wirtz a sac fly to make it 1-0. Then in the 4th, Eddie Yost a 2-run shot down the right field line to make it 2-1 Washington. Paul Calvert, 3-hitter through 4 and an unearned run. He has walked 3 and struck out 3. Stubby Overmeyer making his lone start of the year. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The home run and a walk. So here's George Kelly's 0 for 2. I was asked the other day if I like dry roasted peanuts. And my answer to that is I prefer them in the shell. I can unshell them myself. And so I'm also a big fan of the sunflower seed. And that's perfect for baseball. So if you like peanuts, how do you like them? Pitch to Kell. There's a ground ball base hit right side. So Kell is on for Wirtz. Vic singled and had a sac fly in the first. I like peanuts in my butter. I take it you like peanut butter. Either way is fine, shelled or unshelled. I'm a crunchy peanut butter person myself. In M&Ms, that's the right answer, right there. Yes, in M&Ms. Mr. Goodbars too. Evans and Calvert have a few words. Wirtz into right center. Vollmer will come in, make the catch, and Kell goes back to first. Dick Wakefield, 1 for 1. Jamie, that's Tim's grandfather, right? Has walked and singled. Mr. Matthews said he tried bringing his own shell peanuts into our minor league park. You can't do, no, because of peanut allergies. It really can be fatal if someone gets a whiff of that. JT Dutch likes either crunchy or smooth. It's delicious either way. I'm not a huge peanut butter fan. The other good way to eat peanuts was in a Reese's cup. Pitch to a throw to first. Kell is out. They picked him off. Kell leaned too far the other way, and it's 1-3, and there's 2 out. Oh. Red Sox are 8-12. They're headed for Montreal. They're 6.5 back. They can score, but they can't pitch. The only good news is there's 134 games left to go, but Dick and Tim are not related. Thanks, Brad. Back in the day, you brought your own peanuts outside the park. We did that with popcorn at the drive-in. Cheaper and better tasting, too. The stores here sell Hampton Farms. I'm not sure where they're from. And I buy them by the 3-pound bag. Pitch to Wakefield is a ground ball to Yost, and he'll hold on to it as that is an infield hit. So that was an excuse me swing by Wakefield. 5th hit for the Tigers. And so he'll reach 2 out for Robinson, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. There's a ground ball to Eddie, and that will retire the side. Tigers get a hit, leave them on. 2 hits, as a matter of fact, and leave 1 on. After 5, 2-1 Washington. So Overmeyer will face Kozar, Vollmer, and Yost. Al is 0 for 2. That's true. They would roast them at the park back in the good old days, and now buy the stale ones in a plastic bag. There's a ground ball to first. Vico, 1 out. Who was my starting 5 and in a franchise replay all-time for Boston? You're talking pitching rotation, of course, right? Here's Vollmer. Clyde has walked and scored on the Yost homer and singled. Okay. Pitch to Vollmer is a fly ball left center field. Growth, 2 out. Well, Pedro, number 1. Clemens, number 2. I think you got to put in Cy Young. I mean, they did name an award after him. Eddie, Yost, 1 for 2. A homer and 2 RBI. Goodness. You know what? Yeah, I suppose you got to go with the Babe at 3. Smokey Joe Wood is coming up. How about Ike D-Lock? No. But there was some good, couple years wonders. Jim Longboard before he went skiing. Pitch to Yost. Lake, and that is an out. So I would say, Lefty Groves right there. I would say Pedro, Clemens, Cy, Babe, and Louis Tion. Here's Growth. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout as we start the bottom of the 6th. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Sell him. After 5.5, 2-1 Washington. No, not Chris Sale. David Price redeemed himself in that World Series year. That's $31 million that we weren't going to get back. Pitch to Growth is a base hit right field. Lester, there's a few, Lester, Mel Parnell, Tex Houston, Schilling, Timmy Wakefield, Eckersley won 21 year. Mike Torres is definitely not on the list. So, all those pitchers that you could take. But 186 wins. Him and, he's the all-time leading winner in Red Sox history, right? Weird thing about Timmy is, Vico's 0 for 2, throw to first, Growth back, is that Timmy was not your typical knuckleballer. He couldn't throw 140 pitches like the Necros and such, like a Wilbur Wood. 150 pitches today, 150 on Thursday, and maybe 50 out of the pen on Friday. Pitch to Vico, got him! He got him on an 0-2 looking on a 77-mile-an-hour rabbit curve. 1 out. Here's Overmeyer. Did a bunt here. Yost and Robinson play in. Bunt is down. Evans, foul. Oh, Young and Clemens. Yeah, Wes Farrell. Oh, Replay Baseball is doing a franchise set. There's, Strat has a franchise set. Action PC has a franchise set. I think with any of those original 16 teams, you'd have a tough time trying to limit it to 5. So 0-2. Overmeyer will drop one down again. And this time it is a fair ball. Throws to second. Dente, the shortstop, is there, and it's a fielder's choice. He can't get it done. So it's 2-6 on the card. 2 out for Eddie Lake. Eddie has walked, reached on an air twice. He's 0 for 2. Well, yeah, I used a 3-man rotation and then threw in a couple others. Earl Weaver probably was the strictest with the 4-man. But 3 and then throwing in any other combinations of 4s or 5s or for double headers in that. Some teams certainly had an ace that went every 4th day. I mean, Phil Decro had quite a few years. He had 40 starts. Pitch to Lake is a ground ball to Kozar. I forgot to read Calvert's numbers. That will retire the side. We go to the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Tigers have left 9 on. 2-1 Washington. So Robinson, Dente, and Evans. Eddie is 1 for 2. Base hit left field. So Eddie's on. That's the 6th hit for the Sens. Here's Dente. He is 0 for 2. Let's see. Usually it's in January, yes. Just for best peak seasons, Martinez, 2000. Smokey Joe Wood, that would probably be, what, 12 or 13? And Clemens, you could pick any number of years. 86, won the Cy in 87, although he probably shouldn't have. 90 was pretty good, too. And for wildcard, Ron's favorite, Bob Stanley. Now, if I was to pick a bullpen, yep, growing up in Wisconsin in the 50s, Spahn, Lou Burdett, Buell, and Crone or Gene Conley. Pitch to Dente is a base hit down the line and left. Robinson will round third and hold. Dente with a double, and that should do it for Stubby. Or they're going to take a look at that. That was a poor play by Kell. And now the Sens are cooking with gas. They've got 2 on and nobody out in a 2-1 ball game for Al Evans, who has tripled and singled. Overmeyer says, "Get back there, I'm fine." It would be, oh dear Lord. That bullpen is some kind of awful for the Tigers. If they had to, they could go with Fred Hutchinson for an inning or 2. Infield playing in for Evans. Pitch. Popped up. That worked. Callaway. 1 out. See what the Sens do with Calvert. He's 0 for 1. He swings a ground ball to Vico. They'll throw home to Robinson. No, safe. So 3-1. And runners on the corners and 1 out. For Cone, who's 0 for 3. Obermeyer threw 27 batters, 73 pitches. 6 1/3, 7 hits, a home run, and a walk. Fred Hutchinson was the first uniform number the Reds ever retired. Not surprised about that. Robinson talks with Overmeyer. Stubby. Base hit up the middle, and it's now 4-1. You aren't playing in on the infield, you very seldom get the runner at home. You do a lot of the replays posted on the Action PC forums? All-time Sox bullpen. Papelbon, yes. Raditz, yes. Koji Irihara, probably. Kender, yeah, you could slide him in. Yeah, I think as much grief as I give Mr. Stanley, you gotta. Certainly not Jim Willoughby. Somewhere in a car, Al Red Sox fan is listening and gritting his teeth when the name Jim Willoughby is there. Yeah, Helton, Scott, and Scott Rowland are gaining steam. Lefty can't go. Do I have to go with Ted Gray? No, because he's going to go in 2 days. When Red Wolf was fired midway through the 52 season by Detroit, the Tigers hired Fred Hutchinson to manage the team. Well, ask and you shall receive. He's made 3 starts and gone 4 times. Hutch is 29 years old. He's a fastball pitcher and a flyball pitcher at 85. He last went on the 7th, so this really is his normal day. 9 innings against the A's, 8 hits, 2 runs all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. 28 innings, 23 hits, 6 runs all earned. He's walked 10 and struck out 8. 2-1 with a 193 ERA. Raditz was the best pitcher on a teams that couldn't do much except for Bill Monboquette. How do I get APC to generate a schedule for that all-franchise season? Is it not there? They have. If it's the modern set. Thanks, Elvis. Join us again. We're with you tomorrow night at 8 Eastern and Thursday at noon. How you doing, Lorenzo? Oh, bless your heart. Your 93-year-old father-in-law. And indeed, Elvis has left the building. Good to know. That's great. 93 and vigorous as hell. So glad to have you along. Bill Lee often said the Red Sox should have gone with Willoughby in Game 7. So first and second, 1 out for Hutchinson to face Buddy Lewis. And Overmeyer, man, the Tigers got about 2 more innings out of him than I thought. Pitch to Buddy is a ground ball to Callaway. Only play is to first for the out. So Calvert and Cone move up 90. 2 out for Kozar, who is 0 for 3. Be Callaway, Kellen, Wirtz for the Tigers in the bottom of the 7th. Now that Lorenzo's here, we can talk about Gorp. We talked about peanuts earlier. I bet he didn't eat a lot of good old raisins and peanuts mixed together, though. Base hit left field. Calvert scores. Cone will score. And it's 6-1. Jamie has been awful quiet, but he's got to be living the life of Riley to watch the Sens on a stream win. Doing quite well, Lorenzo, for a Tuesday. Here's Vollmer, 1 for 2. Clyde has walked and hit a sac fly and a single. So Hutchinson didn't keep the runners on. Popped up Callaway. And that will retire the side. Stretch time, 6-1. Going to be a rush close with this, I think. The wife's got stuff to do, so if We will do everything tomorrow night as far as rest of the day in baseball and such. Callaway 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Raisins go with a lot of stuff. Raisins and peanuts are nature's Metamucil. Up until 2019, that was the only winning baseball team in Washington history. Beat the Giants and John McGraw. Pitch to Callaway is a ground ball to Yost at third, over to first for the out. Here's Cal. He's 1 for 3. George has a single. Calvert in line for his second win of the year. Went 6-17 in the real replay, or the real season. Ground ball to Robinson. 2 out. So here's Wirtz. Vic 1 for 3. Sack fly. Now it's 15 RBI. Ball 4. For Wakefield is 2 for 2. Earlier, we were talking about that Dick Wakefield had bet Ted Williams that he would beat him in batting average, homers, and RBI in the 46th season. Williams must have been laughing all the way to the bank on that. Wonder what he spent the $3,000 on. Pitch to Wakefield. There's a ground ball to Kozar deep in the hole. Goes to second. 4-6 on the fielder's choice, and that's it. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 8th. 6-1 Washington. Dick's father played pro ball, backup catcher for the Indians in the aughts. And Paul Calvert does indeed, I didn't think of that, look like the creepy guy in Willy Wonka, Slugworth. And we're talking the Gene Wilder movie. Yes. Very good, Todd. Very good. Give yourself a cookie. Eddie is 1 for 3 and a 2-run shot down the line, right field line in the 4th. In the shallow right center, Growth 1 out. Here's Eddie Robinson. He has singled twice and scored. In the left, back goes Wakefield to the track. 2 out. Sam Dente, or Dente. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Ground ball foul, first base side. 1-2 the count. Popped up left side, Lake, long run. In fact, he's almost out there with Wakefield, and that will retire the side. Is Sam related to Al? Yes, Pasta. And yes, he does, now that you take a look at it. Except for I don't think Slugworth ever smiled. Bottom 8, 6-1 Washington. Aaron Robinson, Johnny Growth, and Sam Vico to face Calvert. Robinson 0 for 2 with a walk. Line drive, Kozar 1 out. And that'll be it for Calvert. Joe Haynes. Looks like Mark Haynes, the guy that used to anchor on CNBC before he died, doesn't he? Anyway, Joe, 2-0 on the year with a 1.20 ERA. He last pitched on the 1st. I have met Jim Rice. Have I told you that story? 6 innings against the A's, 6 hits, 2 runs, none earned. He walked 5 and struck out 4. 15. Hey, I'm getting old, Big Clue, so I forget what I've said and what I haven't said. 15 innings, 13 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, no homers allowed. He's walked 9 and struck out 6. He is 31 years old. He is a fastball pitcher and a ground ball pitcher at 84. So Growth, who is 1 for 3, Vico, and then the pitcher's spot. So Lorenzo saw a blurb that Roberts' Dodger 5-man rotation in 2021 was going to limit starters to 4 innings, especially the first time through. I wouldn't want to see it all year. Maybe depending on what we get for spring training and how many games, you don't want to hurt him early. I have met Jim Rice. I met him in 1980. Got an autograph from him. Somebody suckered him into doing a furniture store reopening in Bennington, Vermont. And so, yeah, that was a lifetime accomplishment, getting to meet my childhood hero. And he wore glasses. Pitch to Growth is a liner in the center. Vollmer's there, 1 out. And they say if he had worn glasses at the plate, he'd have easily hit 400 homers. And maybe wouldn't have had to wait the 15 years to get the call to Cooperstown. Here's Vico. Sam is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Into center field, 2 out. Here's Evans. Oh, it's 3 out. Ron's not paying attention. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th, 6-1 Washington. Yeah, I think it depends on how much of a spring training we get this year. George Hendricks should do furniture commercials for Lazy Boy. You played ball in high school and college but never wore your glasses. Did you wear contacts? But to limit, once you get into the season, I think after the first couple times through, you got to go. Yeah, I don't wear contacts either. 4 is stupid. You're going to burn out your bullpen. Evans is 2 for 3, is singled and tripled. Ground ball foul, third base side. Count as a ball and 2 strikes. And there's a fly ball to deep left field. Wakefield will turn and watch it go. So Evans has single, tripled, and homered, and it's 7-1. Here it is again. Brian Downing wore glasses at the start of his career and stopped. I think it would depend on how well you can see the spin on the ball, right? In my case, it would be which baseball is the one I was swinging at. Yeah, I won't do contacts. And Brad didn't want to look like Chris Sabo. Chris Sabo played up here. Steroids improved Downing's eyesight. Joe Haynes is 2 for 4 on the year with 2 RBI and 2 strikeouts. Bud Stewart will pinch hit. Bud is 10 for 43, 233 with 6 RBI. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball to right. Words has it. Darryl Porter wore glasses as a catcher. Yes. Gil Cohn is 1 for 4. He is singled. Sack fly home a run, or drove home a run and scored. Bob Greasy played quarterback with glasses. 1 out. Ground ball to first. Vico takes it himself. 2 out. It'll be the pitcher's spot, Lake and Callaway for the Tigers. They need 6 to tie and 7 to win. Buddy Lewis is 0 for 4. And there's a base hit into right field. Wirtz will pick it up. 11th hit for the Sens. 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. They've left on 4. Tigers have not been their own best friends today. 1 run on 6 hits and no errors. And they've left on 10. Kozar 1 for 4. 2-run single in the 4th. 7th, I mean. Blew this one open. Into left field. Wayfield's got it. And that will retire the side. Sens get another run on 2 hits and no errors. They've left on 5 overall. Bottom 9, 7-1 Washington. So Dick Welteroth, making his 9th appearance of the year, is just 21 years old. Fastball at 89, a ground ball pitcher. He last pitched the 6th against the Brownies. Went 1 inning, allowed a hit and a strikeout. 11 2/3 innings, 21 hits, 15 runs, 12 earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 8. His ERA is 9.26, which is not a welterweight wait at all. Life's Mysteries. Was welterweight? Oh, welterweight. Join Keith Morrison for that and other stories this week on Dateline NBC. Check your local listings. Hutchinson can hit. He won't hit here. Who can hit a righty? Who Devers? At 302, 1 homer and 7 RBI. Walter Roth walked 89 and 95 in the third innings. Pitch to Evers. In the center field. Ballmer. 1 out. I don't have the auto. I lost it in a couple moves ago, which is too bad. Him, Kirby Puckett, and David Ortiz are my 3 favorite players of all time. Eddie Lake is 0 for 3. He has walked and scored. Ground ball to Kozar over to Robinson, 2 out. I'd show it if I had it. I got a Dwight Evans baseball up there somewhere, but the wife would have to dig it out. Here's Don Calloway, last chance saloon here for the Tigers. And this will be a quick close, so we'll get you everything tomorrow night, provided nothing terrible happens any place in the country tomorrow. So 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern for that. And, of course, Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific and noon Eastern for the Thursday game. Callaway 1 for 4 with a strikeout. Walter Roth delivers. There's a base hit into left center field. Rice's autos have always been consistent and pretty. Here's Cal. He's 1 for 4 with a single. 7 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for Washington. They've left on 5. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors for the Tigers now, and Callaway would be runner number 11. Kel, ground ball to Robinson, and that will take care of the ball game. So the Sens destroy the Tigers 7-1. Calvert goes to 2-1, 7 in the third innings, 6 hits and an unearned run. He's your player of the game. Overmeyer, 6 in the third, 8 innings, or 8 hits, 6 runs all earned. And that'll do it. We're going to cut this one close, guys. We'll do it. We'll talk to you about everything you missed tomorrow. And until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Tomorrow night for Primetime Baseball. Take care. So long, everybody.